makes a lot of noise. Y'all stay with me, okay? Now, that means if it's empty, nothing is in it, correct? Okay? Now, let's look at the bottom. If it is full, what is it full of? So give me some things your wagon could be full of.
Love.
Good or bad?
Love.
Okay, love. Okay. That's a nice answer. Love. Okay. Let's be realistic. What's in some of our wagons? Come on, D.
Patience.
Patience. Okay, all these holy answers.
Gossip.
Give me some other stuff.
Gossip. Gossip.
Gossip. Backbiting. Okay, understanding. What else? Jealousy. Envy. Lying. Some of us got some cussing in our wagon. Okay, full of it. Okay, make them mad if you want to. Okay. Some of us may have doubt, disbelief, confusion. Hey, let's be real. It's a lot of stuff in our wagon. Stress, and you know y'all can have good stress and bad stress. Okay, so always keep that in mind. So these are conversations we can have every day on our job and still incorporate the Lord, okay? All right, next page. What has your mother taught you? Not with words, but with action. I just want you to think about that. Now, everything our people have taught us hasn't been good, y'all, so don't pretend, okay? All right, so let me give an example, and then I want you to think about your upbringing. And I have a picture of a bed here purposely. When Kendall was a little girl, she had to be in elementary, she's in high school now, junior. I would never tell her to do certain things. For example, even with making up the bed, I never taught her how to make a bed. So one day, I was in the bathroom, and I said, Kendall, when I come out, I'll get you in, okay? So when I came out of the restroom, the bed was made. I said, Kendall, little girl now, might have been second, third grade. She was little. Might even been first, not for sure. But it was a queen-size bed. I said, Kendall, I said, who taught you how to do that? I never instructed her. This is what you do. You take the sheet, I never told her that. I said, Kendall, how do you know how to do that? She said, Mama, I watched you. I said, all right, but I was like, Lord, what else you know how to do? I ain't telling her how to. You know, then I started thinking. I was like, because everything I have done has not been aligned up according to God's will. One thing, I know my husband, I know we tell our children all the time. I tell Kendall, I said, you take the good that I do, you take the bad that I do, and you be who God wants you to be. Now, we try to do the right thing, but y'all know it's hard on this Christian journey to always walk in the Spirit, okay? So I always tell her that. I do good stuff, and I do some not so good stuff, but you watch me, and you be who God wants you to be. Now, Miss Ardine, I know you had something to share out with that. What has your mother taught you, not with words, but with her actions? Not saying a word to you, just by how she lived and things that she did. Just give me one thing. I know it's a lot because I see your brain churning. Just give me one thing.
Basically, she taught us if she give us that eye, if you doing something wrong,
Yes, ma'am.
it's gonna be on and popping when we get to the house.
Okay, but let me ask you, with that eye, were you able to pass that on to your children?
Yeah.
They know the eye.
Oh, baby.
Okay. Okay. All right, let me get one more. Kendall,
Well,
take care of Miss Ardine. Miss Mueller.
My grandmother raised me because my mom died when we were very young, so my grandmother took us in.
Yes, ma'am.
And if company came to the house,
Yes, ma'am.
and if we got in there in the conversation, all she had to do was look one time.
Okay.
Just look. Just look one time.
Okay.
And you know what that meant.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay, and I appreciate that. Take care of Miss Booth. But we know now when the conversation shifts, children don't leave. It look like they get closer. Okay, so we're thinking about the disappearance of the virtual woman. Deke and then remove it.
A lot of people my age and older rarely heard their parents say, I love you.
Oh.
But they showed us by their actions.
So let me ask you, being that, were you able to change that, or did you have the same mindset? I'm showing you, even though I'm not saying
I made a
it.
conscientious effort to tell that to my children.
Okay, so you decided to do something a little differently, verbally and showing them. Okay, and we can testify a lot to that. All right, so let's go to the next page. The woman you see today, or man, if you're a man, okay? So think about your life. You always have to see yourself before you can help anybody else. The woman or man you see today, you have not always been. You have not always been. What does that mean, though? Because some people portray that, oh, I've always had it together. I've always been walking with the Lord. What does that mean? Let me get Deke in the back.
You had to grow.
Grow meaning what? Because we can grow for the better and we can grow for the worse. So what do you mean when you say grow?
Grow for the better.
For the better.
You learning every day.
Learning.
Okay. Improve.
Improvement, okay? One more person. What does that mean? The woman or man you see today, you have not always been.
Mine is patient.
Patience.
Patient. Did not have
Patience.
it.
Okay, because you didn't wake up with patience, did
Did
you?
not have it, did not desire it. But over time, God taught me through trials.
Trials. Ooh, that's a good word.
If
I like that word.
you ever pray, and that's why it taught me not to ever say to God, Lord, you're gonna have to teach me patience. Never ask for patience,
Okay.
because patience always brings trials.
You're right. Okay, and I'm glad you said that, but that has to be taught. My son prayed, I think it was for patience. It was something. And I literally hit the roof. Because I told him, if you asking God for, just keep living. Some stuff you don't have to ask God to go through, okay? But this is something that had to be taught. I said, because you don't know what patience is gonna come through. You don't know, and I asked him how long you been praying for patience. Because you can bring something on yourself. Because as I said, you don't wake up with more patience. You don't wake up stronger. You gotta go through something, and it may be a price that you're not willing to pay. So I told him, don't ever, in his life, he said, Mom, I never thought you would tell me not to pray. I said, well, I ain't tell you don't pray. I said, don't pray for patience, because it's gonna come with a price. And so these are things that, once again, have to be taught. He didn't mean any harm by it, but he didn't understand that you just wasn't gonna wake up with it. You have to go through something. And when I tell you he going through something today, and I remind him of that prayer, baby, your prayers will be answered, one way or the other. Yes, sir, then we're moving.
You know, also through our testimonies.
And turn to the next page, Wayne.
You know, when you say the person I am today I hadn't always been,
Yes, yes.
I mean, how do other people know what you used to be? And then you gotta let them know I hadn't always been like this.
Yeah, yeah,
And then those testimonies really help people
they do.
through their own trial, because you never know what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, you know, once you give them, you know, sometimes you have to give them part of your life.
Yes, you do.
And then you have to say, God brought me through this.
Yeah,
And then you don't know what they're going through. Sometimes they might be going through something similar to that.
very much
But
so.
then they see your faith and they see you.
Yeah.
And then God is, I mean, where I am today.
Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of times, you know, even our kids, I had to start, you know,
being honest.
with them. You know, when my daughter had her accident, my dad told her that I had an accident when I was her age. And, you know, so I'm like, you know, but the only thing she saw was how I am today. I remember, Kachata said, we so perfect.
Yeah,
And I said, no, we're not perfect. And then we have to start giving our testimonies, because the children don't know what you used to do.
Yeah.
All they see is a holy person now.
yeah,
Right.
But now you got to tell them, say, hey, I used to ain't always be like this, but you're gonna have to learn from what you used to do.
yeah. But sometimes that causes us to be vulnerable, and we don't like our children to know the sins that we have committed.
Right.
But if that can help save their life,
Right.
why not? Why not? All right, here we go. Can I be something that I've never seen? I want you to think about that real hard. We're talking about the disappearance of virtuous woman. Can I be a virtuous woman if I've never seen a virtuous woman?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Who, Miss you said, oh, Miss RD. Okay, you said I can. Okay, but remember now, if I don't know this could be a challenge. This could be something unattainable. So think about it, the job you have today. Some people, you're the first one in the family to do it. You're the first one in the family to be the doctor, the Lord, whatever the case may be. So can I be something that I have never seen before? Let me hear from on this side.
Yes.
Okay, what do you mean, yes? Give an example. What does that mean?
I feel like it ain't nothing hard, God can't fix it.
Okay.
And whatever he give it to you for a reason.
Okay, but I have to believe that,
And I have to believe and have faith.
and I have to be taught. Somewhere, somebody had to show me, okay? Steve Harvey always tried to give one to Miss Mary. He always worked with men that didn't have fathers growing up. And one of the young men said, how can I be a father to my children when I never had a father myself? Now that's something to think about. How can I be a man if I never saw a man? If I never been around him? How can this be? And Steve Harvey told that young man, you be what you didn't see. So if he wasn't there for birthdays, you'd be there for birthdays. If he wasn't there for this, you'd be the direct opposite of what you never had. And he said, problem solved. So yes, it's a challenge. It's a made up mind. Yes, somebody is gonna have to do it. It may not be the people we know. That's why our lives are so important on how we live and what we represent when we go out of these four walls. But yes, you can be something that you have never seen. First of all, we trying to be like who? Jesus. Have you seen him?